Welcome to episode 50. Yes, we've done 50 weeks of this series, and it might almost be time to take a little break and have a rest before we continue on. But before we do that, let's look at where we were up to last time. We were discussing the use of the rear Soh Sau action. I hinted that there was a possibility of a throw in there, so I'll continue that briefly, and then we'll look at the last part, which is the forward version of the Soh Sau. So again, if I invite John to come in, if he's put me in that bear hug position and I've managed to get free and strike into his body a couple of times, what I can then do is press down on his arm and literally pull him off balance in that direction, or, if I help him back up, or I can take him in the opposite direction and pull him down that way. Because he's giving me the lever, because as I get out, I've actually been able to use this hand. All I have to do is press on that hand. His body must follow that. It's just natural leverage. So my Sifu used to like to demonstrate that one. It was one of his favorite things to show off when someone was wanting to see an explanation of the Soh Sau. So he would show how he could break free of the grab and then turn into a flip. You're essentially leaving your leg behind for them to fall over, and the leverage just takes them to the ground. So we don't want to do it too hard. This is concrete floor, and I value John's life, so I don't want to do it too fast. If we had some mats, we could try it a little bit harder. But it lends you an idea as to how the Soh Sau can be extended into a variety of things. Now, there are three actions of Soh Sau. We've looked at the one to the side. We've now just finished looking at the one to the rear. That leaves us with the forward one. There's not a lot to say about this one in relation to Siu Nim Tau. It's essentially there because it's balancing out the idea of we've got the side, we've got the rear, and there's also Soh Sau to the front. But you don't really see any application within the form unless somebody points it out. So that's my job today, is to try and point it out. That front Soh Sau action is teaching you that if you have your hands over your opponent's hands, it doesn't matter which one you have, if your opponent is attempting to kick you, they can't kick you if you press down on their arm. This is explored in a lot more detail within the Mok Yan Tong, in the wooden dummy form. But right now, that's basically the general idea, is that if you're on top of your opponent's arm and they want to kick, best way to stop a kick is not to block the kick, but to control his upper body. What it's doing is it's bringing his elbow down, which affects the shape of his hips. So it's very hard to kick when your butt is sticking out. That's why in Wing Chun we like to tuck the hips in, because it makes it very easy to lift your leg up. If your hip is out, it's very difficult to lift your leg up. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. And not only is it good for stopping legs, but if we're in a fighting situation and I just want to destroy his balance, just by pressing on his arm, I can put him in a very bad position. On either side, I could be over here and I want to get him off balance, just pressing down momentarily, and it can change his entire structure. So a lot of times in Chi Sao, you could be rolling with your opponent and you decide you want to get him under control. Just a little press there, and look, already his body's changing shape. That's all it takes. Just a little bit of pressure and he's already falling into your hands. So this can be a very, very useful application within any kind of close range striking situation. So that essentially looks at the Soh Sau part of section 2. And when we continue this series in a few weeks' time, we'll start talking about the next part of the second section. Until then, have a good holiday if you're having a holiday, and we'll see you soon. Bye.